Yeah, that looks like about it.
Hey guys, welcome back to DigiBurst. I am back with my Dandevimon deck built for BT6, and I am playing against a Titamon discard turbo deck. This is such a fun deck that has come out of BT6, making sending from your hand to grave effects a lot more relevant with all the new BT6 effects. And it's a really fun deck. Both of us open with rookies, which is really nice, and lines all the way up to champion. Him and we're both leaving each other on one memory. Try to get that memory choke. These are the guys that I was talking about. They've got effects where when trashed from the hand, they have various effects, as well as inherent effects to have to gain advantage from being from sending cards from hand. Him swinging into my security here unluckily runs right into an Earth Shatterer, an Earth Shaker. This one will only hit for one, unfortunately, because he only got one body on board, but still removing a guy is nice too. This is a rather slow game. We are only taking one action per turn because we're always aiming to memory choke, only giving away one memory. So I can go into a rookie here. I want to try to put a Dandevimon on the trash. And getting rid of my Digimon here will gain me back a memory for its tribute, which is good value here, removing a body on the board, which is of course a champion. And now that he doesn't have anything on the board, as well as nothing in his nursery, I play down a Sora and Mimi, which has the effect of gaining me an extra 2 memory if my opponent doesn't have a level 4 or lower on the field. So I thought it was pretty safe in order to guarantee that effect by completely wiping the board, especially considering that he has nothing in his nursery, which is why I went for that whole line of play, because I wanted to guarantee that extra 2 memory. But he does give me that anyway, considering that he sets up a blocker with retaliation in the Rebellionmon. But of course, that option there for only 3 memory was really cute, because they got back a memory when they discarded for the Rebellionmon effect. Now that's a Black War Groundmons. Apologies for the glare, and it will bring back a Digimon here. Digimon's pretty strong. If they block with it, it's a nice trade, considering that I got a free body out from its effect with Digimon. I get the draw and discard for the Sora and Mimi. Unfortunately, it doesn't survive, but getting the discard here, getting rid of the Dandevimon is really nice too, especially considering that I do have a Devimon promo underneath that Lady Devi, and discarding 2 here will pretty much guarantee I have enough Devimon names in the trash to get that Dandevimon back once the Lady Devimon dies, which is why I trash another Devimon name to guarantee that. Now I'm pretty sure I have a Titamon in hand. This Titamon's a 4 cost. I would put me on 1 memory when I pass this turn, but because it has the effect to discard, in order to bring back a guy, which he brings back a Dandevimon there, he will actually gain back 1 memory from its source effect, which means the Titamon essentially is only a 3 cost for evolution, which gives him a free hit in. This has the effect for +1 security attack, and it's looking dangerous here as he wipes out 2 more of my security. And the Dandevimon here will take out 1 more. I've only got 1 security left. This is looking dangerous. And then he plays down the Katumi to try to stop my rookie from hitting in. Not necessarily stop, but deter the effect, or deter the action. Anyway, this was a risky play here because I want to get a Dandevimon back from my trash so I can evolve over it with the Millenniumon. The smarter play might have been to suicide the Lady Devi into my Titamon, but luckily enough from the Mimi and Sora, I draw into a Dandevimon here to suicide, and that will remove the Titamon. So luckily enough, the draw saved me there. And I go into my own Titamon here, getting the discard. And this will essentially set up my Millenniumon play for next turn. Oh yes, and Titamon of course will bring back a body when it evolves. And I believe that is the blocker, because my security is not looking too fresh. When he evolves into the Rebellion here, he decides not to use the trashing effect for the turn into a blocker, but he does gain back 2 memory with the Jack Raid, goes into a Lilithmon, gain back 2 memory and get back 2 option cards. That is so strong, putting him back on 3. He'll use this option here. This brings back another champion, which will have 2 sources underneath it, and when that particular Digimon is played with 2 sources underneath it, he gets a free draw. Lilithmon will get that swing in. Now, that guy also has Rush, so I wasn't necessarily losing it that turn. I of course also have a blocker, and I had planned to block the champion, which would have clashed. I think they have the same attack, my blocker and hit. So of course removing the board is more removing a body from the field is preferable, but getting the Death Claw out of security is pretty nice too. Mimi and Sora sets up the Titamon to get 2 security attacks, because I get the draw and the discard. I get rid of the Dandevimon because it's not really doing much in my hand, considering I have nothing to evolve over it with. Now this will be game if everything lives. I go into a Devimon just for safety, because if this Devimon dies, of course, I can bring back a Dan, but it lives, and I'll go for game. We'll move on to game 2. My opponent will start up. He's got a nice rookie up into a champion, putting me on 2. I've got a nice lineup as well, into a Gazimon, and then I can go into a Devimon, and I want to see that's it, Lady Devi. Or I do already have an ultimate in my hand, so I actually want to go for the promo for when I get the Devimon in the trash. It will be ready to go to bring it back. And I do spy a Dandevimon in my hand there. So I will get the, when it goes back to my turn and this Devimon eventually dies sometime, then I can trash the Devimon in my hand, I think, the Dandevimon in my hand, which I can later bring back with the promo Devimon. This Rebellion, I didn't see it trash anything, so I don't think it has that effect to block. But of course, I'm not going to be blocking anyway. I do send away my Dandevimon for when I discard with the Lady Devimon effect. Lilithmon here will unluckily not get any effects off because there's no options in the trash. Rather unfortunate. Now I can set up my Devimon promo, and Titanmon will get me a draw and a discard here. Unfortunately, because my opponent put me on 1, I wanted to get the Titanmon out and trashing my memory booster, but putting more guys on the board is still fine, as well as I can suicide my Devimon promo to give my suicide my Devimon promo into security to give my Titanmon extra security attack. I'm not too sure if this Lilithmon play was the best play, considering that I can now run it over with the Titanmon. Or I can instead banish it with the And I do end up taking it out with the Devimon retaliation instead. And of course I get the draw 1, discard 1 with the Demi Mirror. Unfortunately not enough names to bring back a Dandevimon, but the discard from the Demi Mirror will set up the Titamon for 2 security attacks here at 14k. And running into the Jackeray is probably the last thing I want to see. It will pass my turn and put him at 2 memory. Jackeray's a real threat when it does that. Titamon here will get the draw and discard. Discarding the Skull Greymon gives it the effect retaliation, because when it's discarded it actually goes into the bottom of the stack of the Titanmon. Now Titamon should have brought back a champion or lower, unless my opponent definitely has a champion or lower in his trash. I guess he just misplayed and forgot to finish the effect of Titamon. I actually like to make sure I remind my opponents to get their full effects off, so we don't get a broken game state. But I must have been a little bit too focused on my side of the board to remember what the Titamon player was doing. So Titamon here will get 2 extra swings. I do chip out the memory booster, so I have enough memory to go into a Lady Devimon without ending my turn. Because the Lady Devimon has the discard effect from the hand, it means that my Titamon gets the +1 security attack at 14k. Now I go into my own Millenniumon here to remove that Titamon off the board. Especially considering that Titamon would be threatening my security. And I've got a really strong field set up here, even though I've given him 5 memory. 5 memory or just 1 champion on board. Let's see what he can do with it. I will be threatening lethal next turn, so he needs to remove both the bodies on the board here. Rebelliumon will become a blocker when he discards here. That option has the effect that when it's discarded it will draw a card. And Jackeray will play a rookie down back. I'm sorry, Jackeray will pull it in, give him extra memory. Sets up a blocker. They are both blockers, this Rebelliumon and Devimon. So this will deter me from going for game next turn unless I can remove them. And I don't think I have a way, but this Millenniumon here, this Earthshaker can put these guys both to the trash. Earthshaker, perfect opportunity here, removing a level 4 and a level 5 from the board. And yeah, perfect timing considering that he only had the level 4 and level 5. So wiping the board here, I still threaten lethal. I see that he's used now 3 of his I think it's 4 actually, 4 of his Jackerades. So now I'm pretty confident that there's no more Jackerades in his trash. Sorry, in his security. So next turn I can hit 4, hit into his security and not be afraid of a Jackerade. And the Jackerade of course potentially ending my turn if I'm on less than 2 memory. So this guy still has Rush, he'll get the free draw from it having 2 sources. Then get the draw and discard from the effects here. So Titamon, I will block that. It would have had 2 extra hits. So I get the draw and discard, and the promo will bring back a Dandevimon because I do have 7 or more Devimon names in the trash, and my opponent scoops it up. That will be the game. If you enjoyed this one, guys, give it a like, give it a sub. I will have the deck profile set up for this game very soon, and I'll see you next time. Bye.